Every piece of content on this channel, every script, every email, every description, every social post, goes through the same system. I open it, the brief is already loaded, Claude produces the draft, I read it, I make 1 or 2 adjustments, and I hit publish. That is not an exaggeration. That is the system working exactly as it was designed. Most people use AI the hard way. They open a blank chat, type a prompt from scratch, get something generic, rewrite the prompt, get something slightly better, edit it heavily, and still spend an hour on content that should take 10 minutes. They are not using AI wrong. They are missing the one thing that changes everything: a pre-built system with context already loaded. Here is what that system looks like and why it works. Claude has a feature called Projects. A project is a persistent workspace that remembers everything about your brand, your audience, and your content style permanently. Every time you open it, that context is already there. You never re-explain who you are. You never re-describe your audience. You never reset the tone. The system already knows. That single feature is what separates creators who use AI as a tool from creators who have built an AI system. The system has 3 layers. The first layer is setup, loading your brand context, your audience description, and your content guidelines into the project once. 30 minutes of work that pays off on every single piece of content you ever produce inside it. The second layer is templates, pre-written prompt structures for each type of content you produce regularly. You paste in the topic. The system produces the draft. No blank page. No prompt engineering every time. One input, complete output. The third layer is the approval habit, reading the draft with one question and making the decision, publish or refine. That is the only decision left. Everything before it the system already handled. When those 3 layers work together, the experience genuinely feels like the system runs itself. The creative decisions, tone, format, audience, structure, brand voice, were made once during setup. Every piece of content that comes out reflects those decisions automatically. You are not making the same decision over and over. You made it once. The system executes it indefinitely. Here is what content production looked like before this system existed. An idea comes up. You open a blank chat. You spend 5 minutes trying to remember how to describe your audience. You write a prompt that is too vague and get something generic back. You rewrite the prompt. Better but still not right. You edit the output heavily. You realize the tone is off. You fix the tone. 45 minutes later, you have one piece of content that is almost what you needed. You do this every single day. Every piece of content is its own battle. Here is what it looks like with the system running. An idea comes up. You open the project. You paste the topic into the template. Claude produces a complete draft in 30 seconds, in your brand voice, for your specific audience, in the format you always use. You read it. You adjust one paragraph. You hit publish. 12 minutes total. The idea to the finished piece in 12 minutes. That gap, 45 minutes versus 12 minutes, is not about working harder or being more disciplined. It is entirely about whether the system exists or not. The discipline was spent once during setup. Every piece of content after that runs on the system's foundation. Now here is the honest part that most people skip. The system handles execution. What it cannot handle is strategy. It cannot tell you which topics your audience actually wants. It cannot tell you which titles get clicked and which get ignored. It cannot tell you which income streams to prioritize or how to read your performance data and adjust. That strategic layer is entirely human. And it is the difference between a system that produces content and a system that produces content that builds a real business. The system gives you time back. Strategy determines what you do with that time. Building the system from scratch, the project setup, the template prompts, the approval framework, the brand voice guidelines, takes a few hours if you know exactly what to put in each layer. If you want it already built for you, the AI Income Starter Kit in the description has the complete framework ready to load. You add your brand details. The system is running the same day. But whether you build it or use a head start, the principle is the same. Set it up once. Let it run. Spend your time on the decisions only you can make. Subscribe for a breakdown like this every week. The systems that run the work and the strategy that makes the work matter. Next, if you want to know how to get your content in front of people who are already searching for it, that video is right here.